What's going on, everyone? Okay, let's see if we can get this up and running here. We got it. Oh, okay, we're working. Howdy, everyone. Welcome to another Rokoko Office Hours. I'm Sam Lazarus, creative director for Rokoko. I got some fluff, don't like that. And yeah, if you've never been to one of these before, you know this is a time when we're here, we're live, we're answering workflow questions or whatever, getting into some weird random tangents, and then working on something creative in the background. And today, of course, it's May the 4th. May the 4th be with you all, and we're going to be doing Star Wars motion capture, so that's what we all want to do. Come on. Of course, that's what we want to be doing. Star Wars. And, you know, we probably would have been doing Star Wars motion capture regardless, because it makes for good mocap, right? Just trying to clean up my dirty desktop before we switch over here. But yeah, what's going on, chat? Nice to see you all. Let's see if this is gonna work. Is this gonna work? Okay. Am I gonna work? Deactivate, activate. Hello. Get my filters, get my cool filter. Boom. But yeah, let's jump in and start making some motion capture. So yeah, as Luke said, man, we have some crazy news coming up. For Rokoko. So many exciting things happening. Huge update coming. And I want to talk about it, but I don't actually think that we should. Luke is in the chat. So I have an idea. I'm gonna get my smart gloves on. Let's create a new scene. And I'm wearing a Rokoko Smart Suit Pro 2, right? That's what we're gonna be making our mocap with today. Office hours, what is it? Oh, it is 23:05:04. Golly. May 4th be with you. Cool. Winbush, what's going on, man? Good to see you. Legend in the chat. Jonathan Winbush. I need to check your Insta. Maybe you did some May the 4th stuff. Talk about it, though. Okay, yeah, so I am wearing a Rokoko Smart Suit Pro 2. This is our kind of flagship motion capture product, right? Hardware that we make. We make mocap hardware and software. It's an inertial motion capture suit, so let me plug it in here, which means that everything works just off of Wi-Fi. I don't need cameras. I don't need anything like that. I just need a portable battery, plug in my suit, which is already paired up with my computer, and then it's just gonna pop up in the scene. So super easy to get started, super easy to just, you know, put the suit on, make some motion capture and go, like you see right there. Normally I have been putting the suit on stream, but today I did not. But it takes like about a minute. You can check out our other ones if you wanna see it. So this is, here we go. You know, we're in the scene. Things look weird though, obviously, and that's because we have one little calibration pose we need to do. Stand still, arms straight. Waiting room. What's going on? Here we go. We're up and running, right? It takes about a minute. Hi, lovely Rokoko people question. Most of the motion library animation, the hands are static. Is there a way to use my smart gloves to retarget? So you want to use your smart gloves to retarget the motion library, to add finger animation to the motion library assets. So we have also, you know, we can make motion capture, but then if we go back to our main page here, if we go to the motion library, we have a Mixamo-esque library of animations you can buy. A bunch of them are free, but these are like very high quality. You know, if you need to do a flip and you can't do a flip, you can hop on the motion library. And so how would you get finger data on to some of these animations that don't have it? You would have to do that in a third. You couldn't do that in Studio. You'd have to do it in Blender, Unreal, or Cinema, or Maya, or whatever you're using, Motion Builder. Yeah, so there's no way to do it within Studio, unfortunately. Let me just, I need my full, you know, view here. Okay, so yeah, you know, we're making Star Wars May the 4th be with you motion capture. So what I was thinking, and we can do, I think what would be fun is if people have questions, put them in the chat, but also maybe we'll make a Star Wars mocap pack. We already have a lot of Star Wars, but we can make a free pack. You know, we give out free assets in the link that's in the description. Yeah, so if you're in Maya waiting room, you would record it separately, right? And then you would add it to the character afterwards, which can be a little bit messy, but I don't know what the best way to do that would be. Maybe even like using the nonlinear editor system. Like retarget the hand mocap to the character, retarget the body mocap from motion library to the character, and then because they'll be on the same bones, right? They have two animations in the same skeleton. Then maybe you can take the animation from the hand mocap and put it on the body one. Yeah, you have to do something like that. But yes, the updates are huge that are coming, but we're making Star Wars motion capture. So if people have things they want to see, we can do some Jawas. I mean, I was thinking for the scene that I wanted to do, it would be like, because it's a May the 4th be with you post, right, in theory. That's like a good goal to make, you know, make it an hour and a half without rendering. But we can do all of that today. And so I was thinking like it's a Jedi, like in the desert, floating cross-legged, and like two stormtroopers like come up trying to bug him or her, and then the Jedi like flicks one of them away, draws the lightsaber, scares the other one, and then like gets up and May the 4th be with you. And what I think would be really interesting is if I can just sit on my desk chair. I bet I can do that kind of like floating to getting up. And even you won't see it in studio, but if I try it, we can see. So it'd be like this, floating. And then like stand up from floating. Come on, that would be cool. And I got, you know, my Nerf gun props for the Stormtroopers. Always good to have your props. So need a good excuse to buy a Nerf gun or something. I've got some sword props for the lightsaber, although I'll probably just hand hold that. I wouldn't use metahuman. We could use metahuman. That's interesting. If we wanted to use some facial motion capture for the Jedi, we could use metahuman, but probably not. That seems a little complicated. So I'm going to go ahead and like record these. If anybody has any other Star Wars things that you want to see or anything, you know, you want some cricket batting, you want some whatever it is, dancing, you know, this is a fun time to show off the capabilities of the suit and just like have some fun. So we don't need to just do, you know, my idea. I'd love to actually do some suggested recordings too. So chat, don't see you doing it, but give me ideas. Okay, in the meantime, I'm gonna try this. Okay, so we have a Jedi. From the right and the left, we have stormtroopers coming in to bother this Jedi who's floating. So that means that the stormtrooper, I think, on the left side of the Jedi is going to be the aggressor, because they're going to get pushed first. And then the stormtrooper on the right is going to be scared by the oh, you know what, and then draw. No, I think two hands is kind of cool. Okay, so stormtrooper on the left is going to be the aggressor. Okay, so let's try it. Let's just try this. Okay, aggressive stormtrooper. Let's do it. What are you doing, Jedi scum? So that push away there at the end, that's kind of going to be our, that's going to be like, I'm going to bring this character into Houdini and give him a real shove. But that's a good little, you know, I can right there trigger the ragdoll. This looks pretty good, and we can go through and actually, because we're building a scene, maybe we'll go through and clean this up first. As you can see down here, these are the right and left foot contacts with the ground, which is very important for Rokoko. That they're right. Otherwise, you get very bizarre mocap results. And a question in the chat from Thomas, question for Sam, is Rokoko thinking about face capture filter with depth? No, not right now. We are working on a... okay, right there you can see we need this foot to come up. We are working on an Android solution. And then, but honestly, like that metahuman animator just looks awesome. There's no need for us to. We're not going to even try to compete with it, I think, because it's, I think for Unreal based things, like for metahuman, you will probably, like, I'll just be using that. Because it'll be like an amazing tool. So I'm just trying to, this looks kind of gross. This, right here, look at this. So maybe we'll redo this. Although I could probably try to salvage it in post, but the great thing about Rokoko is you just go back and redo it, you know? So let's try and redo that again. And I'm actually going to also maybe turn off my sexy depth fake background blur, because I just want to be able to see some acting. Do it like right there. Okay, let's try this again. Let's do a calibration pose. I'm going to delete this clip. Confirm. And again, if anybody has any ideas, put them in the chat. We'll make them. Also, let me know if the audio is too high or too low or anything. But yeah, let's try it again. Okay, Stormtrooper bothering a Jedi, take 2. Let's go. Move along, Jedi scum. Okay, that kind of thing. That's kind of the vibe. Let's see. Let's see how that looked. I think that looked good. Alberto, what's going on? Good to see you. Hello. Mohammed, Rokoko community members. Regards. What's going on? Good to see y'all. Okay, so this is looking good. And you can see sometimes we get these little keyframes here. And again, these are, oh, I'm blocking it. Let me move up here. But you can see we get these little keyframes here, these little guys, and these are usually mistakes, right? The way that I'm walking is my feet should basically come up off the ground and then land again. There aren't a bunch of little tiny contacts I make in between footsteps, right? So I can pretty much get rid of like this right here. I know that that's probably, I don't need that. So I can just get rid of that. Animation. Hi, Sam. Could there be an update that has more accurate motion capture, reduce maximum cleanup? We actually just did a huge update that does do that. So that was the kind of the one that happened recently. But yeah, not. I mean, that was a big update that we just released. So we'll probably. I don't think we have a lot of other big... We have a huge update coming up soon that actually will make file sizes smaller, things like that. I don't know why. Oh, it thinks that I'm making... It hasn't like taken in my edit that there is no foot contact there. Sometimes you just need to have it reprocess things. Yeah, and it will kind of work. How am I editing without it auto updating? I am. It's over here in the. It's just you can't see it. It's just it's saying processing down here. Okay, so this looks good. I think this looks good. This looks great. So let's do it again. And now we're gonna do the Stormtrooper from the Jedi's right side, who's a little bit more hesitant and gets scared off. So he's like big and blustery, and then he gets scared off, right? So let's do another calibration pose. It never hurts to do calibration poses. Whoop. Doing right here. Whoop, whoop. Okay, and let's record. Let's go for it. Okay, a little runaway. I don't know if we'll have enough room, but we'll see. I think this could be good. Let's play this back. Look, cocky Stormtrooper walk. Cocky, holding his pistol, or his rifle. That looks good. I think that this looks good. Okay, I'm going to call that we got these Stormtroopers down. And again, if anybody has any custom special clips they want to see, how many Rokoko suits can there be in a set? I assume you mean recording in simultaneously or in a scene together. I think it technically caps out at 5, but I wouldn't do more than 2. And I try to stick to 1. The more suits you have on a network, the less bandwidth you have per suit, which means the mocap quality goes down per suit. So you can do it, and you can get really good results if you're in a pretty good environment and you've got the bandwidth and you don't have magnetic interference and things like that. But really, 2 or 3 is kind of the max that I would recommend. What's going on, David? And anyone joining us? Yeah, like put ideas for Star Wars motion capture in the chat. Try and move my character around and make it look entertaining. A Jawa, that's what we're talking about. A Jawa. I won one of my greatest moments in my life. I won a costume contest at the premiere of Revenge of the Sith from the head costume designer of Revenge of the Sith, and I won as a Jawa. And I had these amazing glowing eyes. Everything downhill in my life since that moment. Hi. Okay, let's try a Jawa. We can do a Jawa really quick. Let's do that. Here we go. Let's do a Jawa. Okay, do a little straight pose. Darth making love to Yoda. He wouldn't even be able to catch him. Yoda making love to Darth, maybe. Alberto, I think yesterday said ago that 3 would be the maximum of stable capture. Yeah, I think that 3 is pushing it. I would never recommend 3 if you could record them on separate computers, because you could also just do that and it'd be fine. You just hit record on 2 separate computers at the same time, have 2 separate Wi-Fi networks. Like, that's how I would do it with multiple suits. Okay, Jawa, here we go. Some primo Jawa acting there. We've used 2 very successfully. That's great to hear. I don't do a lot of testing with other people because I'm alone out here by myself. But look at this. This could be baby Grogu. But I think this is pretty good Jawa. They're pretty twitchy, you know? Selling the droids. Take this droid. Houdini. And then let's see this walk away. This is going to be the gold. Just like a little old man. I think the challenge is you want the feedback of interface. Yeah, with the 2. But you can have that. You can still have that. Because you just have 2 separate computers and 2 Wi-Fi networks. So you just hit record. The actors are still interacting, you know. So that's what I think. It's just in 2 separate scenes. It doesn't matter if they're in the same scene or not. What matters is that you got their performances at the same time. So So, and if having two actors in the same scene works, like, that's great. But, you know, and you should, but if you have problems, you shouldn't expect that it's going to be, like, as good as one. Because, again, it's all bandwidth. It's all Wi-Fi bandwidth based. Okay, let's kill or injure some stormtroopers. The problem is that each suit does not show. Yeah. But you couldn't do it live, but you can do it in person, and then you can reposition, because you're gonna, anytime you have characters touching each other anyway, you're going to have to do mocap editing. There's no, with XNs, it doesn't matter with any type of $100,000 mocap setup, anytime you have character interaction between digital characters, you're gonna have to do editing anyway, so you might as well, I mean, you're gonna have to, like, move them anyway. So that's my thoughts. Yeah, you have to move them in place after. Yeah, it depends, right? There's use cases, there's different reasons you might want to do any of these things. Okay, Jedi floating, being bothered by stormtroopers. Let's go. So we want to do a calibration pose. Okay, now let's do this floating Jedi. I think this is actually going to work really well. I'm pumped about this. Okay, let me move that out of the way. I'm going to try and add like a little sigh, like he's exasperated, right? Let's record. May the 4th be with you. 40 seconds. I doubt we want the animation to be that long. But I think this is going to be really cool. I cannot wait to put this together. And so there's going to be a bunch of editing that we'd kind of do. Fix some of that. That's easy. These twitchies. I don't know about these twitchies. Oh, but we could get rid of actually the animation on these legs beforehand. So this is actually going to work really well because we're going to do some trickiness here, right? That's going to be done in post. So like that, like the Jedi getting up, we're basically going to delete all the animation on those legs before touching down, right? So the animation on the hips is going to be deleted for like all of this. Look at that. Let's reprocess this. See if we can get this a little bit closer, right? We want to get it a little bit closer. Oh, we could turn off the feet for the whole thing, maybe. That's an interesting idea. Let's just try removing these two. Yeah. That's okay though. We can, I'm not really that worried about that. And I'm just fixing these, just trying to get, match the foot contacts with the ground properly. It'll make a huge difference. This looks great. And we could fix some of this too. Yeah, but this is good. This is kind of what we want. This is going to be cool. I really like this. I mean, so we can keep creating some motion capture. I'm going to call this Star Wars Jedi Levitate. I'm going to call this Star Wars Stormtrooper Annoy. I'm going to call this Star Wars Stormtrooper Run. And this is Jawa. Boom. Yeah, so if anybody, does anyone have anything that they want to see made? You know, any mocap requests here? Because I'd love to just kind of mess around, or I can just jump in and start repair droids working on a spaceship, on a starship. That's a good one. That's a good one. Let's do it. Okay, repair droid. Let's go. You know, that kind of vibe. A little repaired thing. The headband is under my hat. That's right. The hat is not part of the suit. This is a headband. So I just wear the beanie because it's just a little bit of a better look if you're wearing these things all the time. I would prefer that everyone wear a red beanie all the time. You know? Steve Zissou would be proud of us if we were all wearing red beanies. Steve Zissou and Jacques Cousteau. Let's explore. Let's explore the digital world. Look at my robot. I like this, actually. I think this is pretty good. That's very Star Wars. That's not bad. Just saying. I'm pretty good. Oh, it's no good when there's no background, when you're just talking to yourself. Okay. I kind of want to do a Cal. Like one thing I've been wanting to do, honestly, because I've been playing some new Star Wars video game, a little Cal Kestis, and just like a badass Jedi looking over a vista, lighting their lightsaber, you know, or double, because Cal's got two. So I think that would be kind of fun to do. And like pretty easy, so let's record that. Boom. Let's go. Let's go. Calibration pose. You really don't need to do it as often as this, but it does not hurt, so I do it because I want the best possible motion capture. It's only 3 seconds. I could actually shorten this. In fact, let's do that. That calibration pose does not need to be that long. If we go to studio settings, calibration, let's just make it 1. Let's try it again. A little bit less time. Okay. Badass Jedi. Okay, and then we could do a force lift and slam. That would be fun too. That's good. Okay, here we go. Simple. Simple. Badass. Let's see what it looks like. Let's get rid of these. We know that these are bullshit. Excuse the language, but it's true. These little mini segments are just no good. I actually think we should have maybe we should have a filter that just kills segments under a certain length. But we can't really do that because I might be tiptoeing or something. Look at this. My foot needs to leave the ground here. What are we doing? Walking out of the tunnel. Yeah, it's okay. I kind of want to try. Let's do another one. Cloak flapping in the wind. General Grievous. You know, I've tried to do General Grievous before, and because I do know how you would do it, right? You get a General Grievous model, it's got all the arms. You just retarget like the top arms, and then you just do it again. You delete the body of the second character. You just keep the arm animation. You just parent that to the whatever where the other sockets are, right? And it would just be like, and then you would just have, you would be spinning the hands in post, right? So you would really just need to be like, kind of thing. But I don't know if we're gonna give that a go. I think we might just go to like making this mocap and getting it all going, because we got 3 separate mocap recordings that we need to get on 3 different characters, integrate them all into a scene. We got to fix the floating hip issue. We got to do some cloth dynamics for that Jedi. We got to do some animation for the lightsaber. But we can get it going pretty good. Ooh, Force Slam. Let's do Force Sam. Let's do a Force Slam. I don't know the 5 stances. Act out a 2-character scene where Luke has to fight Darth and got his hand cut off. So I could, but that is something that that would be like more of a, you know, we could do like, I probably wouldn't try to do, I would try to do it with another person if I had that. Hey, what's up, Net? But I would, if I didn't have another person, I would probably do it in chunks, right? So I would do like the last, like I would do crossing blades and then like the last bit of it, so that you didn't have to time multiple lightsaber strikes, you know, to other lightsabers, which is just going to be a lot of editing. Although it would be super doable. It's just not something that I would do casual. Like that would take some work probably, right? But we can try it. Let's try it. Let's try the 2 parts, and I'm actually just going to do them in the same clip. You know, you could probably get it out of that or something. I don't know, but it's tricky. It's tricky whenever you're combining 2 digital characters and their timing has to be right. Oh, there goes my hand. Oh no! Oh no! It's impossible. I wish I could have Star Wars music playing in the background. Darth Vader, chop off the hand. That's actually cool. Cool, CG Worm. Yeah, if you think that's cool. Ooh, this Jedi. Pushing that Stormtrooper. I'm pumped for that. I love, man, the smart gloves just add so much to stuff like this. Let's like, look at this. This is something that would be such a pain in the ass for me to do manually, and it just looks so cool. Like, right out of the bag. He should be holding something he's not aware of. What? No, his hands are just on his knees. Come on. Okay, well, this looks great. So I think we should go ahead and like kind of make a scene. Oh, we need to do some force slams. What did we do last? Oh, we did Vader and Luke, which I'm gonna delete because that was it was just to show it. Let's do a calibration pose. The gloves are powerful. Ooh, calibration's quick now. Okay, that's new. Yeah, let's do like force moves. Lost my balance there at the end. Hey. Home side? I don't know if that's how you're meaning for it to be pronounced, but it's kind of funny. Force picking up the rocks, right? And then this is where I lost my balance. You can see I'm tumbling over. Let's try it again, because that's always cool. I always love a good force raise of some rocks. You know what I mean? God, that calibration happens quick when you put it to 1 second. Okay, here we go. It's always dangerous when you're looking at yourself, you know. Is it true Rokoko now utilizes the root bone on export? I don't know what you mean, Kana. I mean, it does not, as far as I know. I mean, the root bone, the pelvis, it always utilized, but I know what you mean that there was an extra kind of root bone that used to be there, that is there, right? That doesn't do anything, but is keyframed, but I don't think it does anything. Battlefront 2, Anakin, you know it. Yeah. Okay, well, this looks sick, but let's get to our project. Let's make it, you know, let's get into it and use something. So let's, here. Let's play this Stormtrooper annoy in the background here. And I am going to switch this guy back on. And we are going to, hold on, we're going to sit down, unplug my glovies. Does it do it only for UE Skeleton? Can you hit it on advanced options maybe? I trust Alberto. Alberto knows. I do not. Okay. NVIDIA circle. Well, it's not circle unless... Ooh, there we go. Looking good. Okay, let me get my chair. Unplug. Halvesies. And here we go. Okay. Whoop. Looking good. Looking good. Let's get into it. Let's get this mocap onto... Nice, CG Worm. Yeah, I think these animations did look good. I love our suit. Rokoko, baby. It's never looking better. It's never looked better. And yes, I mean, man, I get so many questions nowadays about AI motion capture, and is it, I saw a comment that was like, AI mocap is like gonna ruin your business, which I think is a fair question, right? But we have so many, AI mocap is still so unreliable. I think it is the future. Like, that's why we have an AI mocap tool. That's why we're spending tons of time. We're gonna have multi-camera coming out soon for our Rokoko video. It's gonna get way better, blah blah blah. Move is great if you can get it to work reliably. Wonder is great if it works for your shot. It's all great. But I don't think that our tool is working so well, and it's getting better, and we're adding so many exciting features in the next couple weeks to Rokoko Studio. It's really starting to just sing. So, I'm not. The future is bright for Rokoko. Okay, so here's the thing about this Stormtrooper. This looks good. Let's add this to the export list. I'm gonna actually move where I'm exporting. We're gonna call this office hours Star Wars. Fourth be with you. Excuse me, burping. And I'm going to export a Mixamo skeleton, binary, 30 FPS, export clips. Oh, Rokoko with 2 cameras, multi-video, baby, it's coming. I feel okay talking about that one. I don't know what the timeline is, but short. That's coming. So many, that's like the tip of the iceberg on the awesome stuff we have coming. We have some converting, like if you were on the fence stuff coming that I'm just so pumped about. Okay, Stormtrooper run. We need to go in and make sure to do our cleanup, our basic cleanup that you would do. Come on, you gotta. I got distracted and fell silent. But yeah, you've got to do your cleanup. It always, it takes 5 seconds, and it will just give you such a better result because this is the way that it's designed to work. Okay, this looks great, blah, blah, blah. Step back. Looks really good. And I think there's just something we need to fix on this running here. Touch. I think this needs to go like here-ish. And you can see, I'm just using context, right? I can see how the character's moving, and I kind of just make sure that it matches like that, right? It's not rocket science to get this stuff working. Oh yeah, all that fun stuff is coming, I think, for all these. But at the end of the day, you're also like, there's something to having an actor working with you or doing it yourself that I think we're still like 5-10 years away from just AI doing everything. But who knows? Everyone's got a freaking hot take. Shut up, Sam. Who wants to hear about it? Okay, add to export list. This one looks good. Let's export clips. And then we're going to try and get up to texturing. So we're going to try and block out the whole scene, even go into Houdini. And do that, I think. So we're going to try and get all the way. And then we're not going to render on stream, obviously, but I think hopefully we'll be able to have a nice little render today. Shut up, Sam. Everyone's got a hot take about AI. I think we all just want people to shut up about it. Oh. Okay, this is going to be fascinating. We're going to have to see how this works. I'm not entirely sure how this is going to work. Maybe we'll... So other things that we have to think about. We've got blaster rifles in the Stormtrooper's hands. That's going to require a little editing. We don't want to make that try and look good. And I do not know what Jedi we want to use. Yeah, Luke, stop telling me to shut up. Is that what... Waiting room, is that what you're commenting on? He wasn't. He was commenting on my telling myself to shut up. Okay, this looks good. Let's open up Maya. That's where our Stormtroopers are. Coco's retarget. Oh my god, the retargeting. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. It's coming soon. I'm playing around a lot with it. Very exciting. Oh, it's like the best retargeting in any program. It's so good with a lot of limitations, but it's going to be so good. It's so much better to be able to see your character live. And retargeting is something that we've been working on for a really long time, and it's starting to get there. And so hopefully it'll be coming out soon. I know, I'm telling you, we got exciting things coming up on the horizon. I'm not going to tell you when, but not that long. We got big updates still coming, Kana. I know. Yeah, we just had a huge update that made our mocap so much better, and we have a bunch of new updates that are making the mocap better and then adding a bunch of new crazy features, which are so awesome. I'm so pumped about. Oh, our dev team is just, they did all this work to get Studio up into a place where it was, you were able to do really interesting things that make mocap better, but all that work to get it to that place was really hard. But now they have, and it's awesome. Okay, so we're looking for Stormtroopers here. What do I got? I got a lot of models here. I got a Stormtrooper from Battlefront. Which I think is the one we're going to use. Oh no. Let's turn off joints. So these are the joints in the character. I'm also going to go in and I think these leggies, you want your legs to be really underneath your hips. And the better that this is, the better that your character matches the motion capture positioning. Which in our case, in the case of Rokoko, I'm going to go, and because we're in Maya, we need to do some weird stuff with the namespace, so I'm just going to go. We have so many tutorials on our YouTube channel about how to do retargeting in every program, in Maya, in Blender, in Unreal, and Cinema 4D. I do all of my retargeting in Maya because it is the best at doing retargeting. It can do a few things that the other programs cannot, which is huge, right? But you can do good retargeting in the other programs. It's just not quite as good as Maya. So when I do it, I use Maya, but I also retarget in Blender and stuff. It's never going to be as good as it is in Maya. So I'm using the Mixamo just preset. And again, we have tutorials covering how I'm doing all of this, but because, cool. Look at that. Isn't that lovely? It's working so well. New scene. Okay, I just need to, sometimes, you know, the way that retargeting works, it's messy a little sometimes. So we're gonna just start again. Stormtrooper rigged. Okay. Let's import. Let's see if we can just go straight. Is it gonna screw things up? Ooh, it worked that time, didn't it? Okay. So, we got some stuff here that we're gonna have to fix. What's going on in the chat? Maya sounded good. Hype for the update. Really does a fantastic job, Luke. Yep. Oh, great. Yeah. The namespace thing, it can be, it depends. Look at this. What do we have going on here? What is this little polygon? Oh, it was just a distance thing. Okay, so this looks really good. One thing that what we're gonna do is go to bake to control rig. Next thing we need to do is we need to go grab that blaster, because we need to add the blaster, and then we're gonna re-edit the hand so it's holding the blaster correctly. And this is all, if this seems complicated, it is, but it's also really easy. Motion capture is complicated, right? There's lots of things I could do with this Stormtrooper character, with many Stormtrooper characters, with many models or whatever, that I wouldn't need to do any editing on. I'm just dancing, I'm whatever, I'm walking, I'm talking, I'm doing a golf swing or tennis or playing basketball. Like, there's not necessarily edits that I need to do all the time. But if you do need to do edits, god damn this camera. Whenever I put up my hand, it starts tracking me, which is cool, but also weird. But yeah, it's just, it can be intimidating, but like motion capture is just, it's a thing. It's a whole thing, right? Like anything in CG, it's not going to just work automatically out of the box. Although with with some of the new retargeting tools in Studio, it's pretty out of the box. But anyway, my ramble just being that, we're going to have to edit this hand so it's holding the blaster correctly. Like, that's typical. That's something you should expect. If you ever have digital interaction, characters touching themselves, and this is true of $100,000, $1 million mocap volume that Marvel uses. The characters are different proportions than the actors, which means inevitably when an actor is touching their face, the character's hand is going to be clipping. And so you need to go in and do edits, and it's just a very typical part of what's expected in the workflow, and so it shouldn't turn you off. This is still, if I wasn't rambling about this, we'd already have all of this done. I'm just trying to explain it. So does this come with a blaster? I think it does from what I remember. Oh, it might not. I know I have a Stormtrooper blaster. We gotta go get the blaster. Stormtrooper rigged. Okay, so Stormtrooper blaster. Look, I've done this before. Okay. I've messed up a bunch of Stormtroopers before. Okay, but let's get this blaster into the scene. Did it import? No, we got to go to import. Models, Star Wars, Stormtrooper blaster. It's hilarious. Look at what we got here. We got a Stormtrooper's blaster. Is that what it looks like? Jeez. Yeah, I think that is what it looks like. Look at this forward bit. Nuts. Can I resize this? Yep. Okay, here we go. So the way that I do this is I'm gonna let's put our blaster into the Stormtrooper's hand. That's too big, obviously. And so we can kind of tell how big it should be by the handle, right? Because the handle should match the size of the hand. And so that's kind of how we can do some of this scaling, right? If we have a question about how big this blaster should be, we kind of know it should be like about that big, right? Because he's holding it. And we'll just get it kind of into position here. So that looks pretty good. I think it's kind of more like this. That looks like pretty good, right? So now we're gonna go and we're gonna take this and we are going to, we've put all of our mocap on, so we can actually delete our motion capture from Rokoko. So now we need to go and grab this root bone. I don't love doing it this way, honestly. Can I delete these? Yeah, I'd rather. Nope, okay. Let's try it this way. I don't know. We might have to redo this in cinema. This is really just for positioning of doing editing anyway. So if we go to character reference, we want to drop this root bone underneath the right wrist effector. And look at that. Now we've got a Stormtrooper holding his gun properly. That's what we want to see. Except he's not really holding his gun properly. Now we get into the editing of the motion capture. So again, I've got a tutorial online that covers all of what we're doing today. But this is part of why it's so great in Maya to do your mocap editing, is because we've got an IK control rig system that is really, see, we can just move the hand, and it makes it really easy to do your motion capture editing if it's like this, right? So let's add a keyframe right here and play through. And what we're gonna do, yep, this looks great, right? This is perfect. Okay, so he's walking in. Remember, he's walking in and messing with this Jedi. So Jedi's probably floating like right here. So we actually want to add a keyframe here. And then here, we want to go in and where is this guy actually poking? I think actually we want to just lower it a little bit. And I'm just kind of guessing, right? We could have gone in and done the Jedi first. But let's say like that. I think that's better. So he was going a lot higher before. So this looks awesome, right? This looks great. So now what we can do, let's go in, add another layer for the left hand. And here, so there's a bunch of different ways we could do this. We could do some parenting system, some IK parenting, and like do it that way. Honestly, the place that I've come to is that I think it's easier to just go in and like do it manually. So I'm just gonna go and like every time it needs some help, I'm just gonna do it manually. Right, and I think in the end, if you want a really good result, there's two ways of doing it. You could either figure out all the IK stuff, which is probably the good way to do it, or you can cheat it like this. And I'm a cheater. So I'm a jury rigger. So I think this is way easier for me, even though you can see it's a little, you know, I'm doing some, it's taking a second here, but this is just going to give us a really good result, and it's really not that tough. And it will look pretty good. So right here you can see. And there's a lot of problems with IK when you go too far. So with guns sometimes, like the arm actually ends up getting really stretched out. You can see it's really stretching, which isn't super ideal, but is okay. And I know it's a little silent. But that's okay. That's okay. We're just doing our editing. Boom. Okay, there we go. It's done. So that was it. That was the whole deal. Let's play it through. And now we have an awesome looking Stormtrooper. Holding it. Oh, so yeah. This is why you want IK. So maybe what we'll end up doing is IKing the wrist and the hand. To the gun. But we'll see. This looks like good enough to get started, right? So I'm gonna export this. This is looking great. We got one character done. Let's go and export all. We're gonna save it to our projects folder. May the Fourth be with you. Stormtrooper Annoy, and then we're gonna save this project too because we might get back in here and change things because this is gonna look good. We're trying to make something that looks good. Hopefully the music and everything is still at the right volume. Should I bump it a little bit? Should I listen to it? It's so weird being in the vacuum of silence. Let's put some music on here. I can hear it now. There's a lot of duplicates on here. Oh my god, is it just looping the one song? Oh god. I hope not. Sorry everyone if so. Okay, let's keep going. We got our Stormtrooper exported. And we're gonna go into... IK is inverse kinematics. So the way that you can think about the difference between inverse kinematics and forward kinematics, IK and FK are the two types of kinematics that you can have. Forward kinematics means if I want to move my wrist to here, how do I do that? Well, I got to move each bone individually. Inverse kinematics means that it's going to calculate backwards from the wrist. So if I move my wrist here, it's saying, okay, well, I got to move the forearm and the arm and all these other bones because they're all connected. So I can move the wrist and all the bones will follow. So yes, exactly as Alberto said. So this is good. Let's create a new, let's do it again. Let's go again. Recent files. No, not that. So that we just, recent files, Stormtrooper rigged, baby. And let's add in that second Stormtrooper. Run. And we're just going to go to the character panel. And again, we have got so many tutorials on how to do retargeting on the channel. If you ever want to know for any program, that's the place to go. Looking good. So let's bake this to a control rig. Then we got to add some, then we got to add that blaster rifle, which is apparently a DC-15. I should know that, 15S. It's no DL-44 Blast Tech blaster. Shout out to my boy Han. Okay, so we copied our mocap. We can delete it now. We don't need that anymore. Let's go import. Let's just play it through, and I think it looks probably pretty good. That foot looks a little gross, so we could fix that. Ooh, look at that. That's ugly, ugly, ugly. So sometimes what I'll do is I'll just delete a series of keyframes. Look at that. Fixed. Right? Just delete it. Unreal has a great IK system. No, there's inverse kinematic systems and everything. We have, you know, a workflow that involves IK in Cinema 4D and in Blender. To do it easily, you have to stick with Mixamo, but you can build any sort of custom rig, and using Auto Rigger, I don't know what program you're in, get piano lessons. But look at this cocky MF. But you can do it in anything. It's just easier in Maya, because Maya's been the industry standard for 40 years at this point. Stormtrooper blaster. Let's import it. Let's grab that root bone, baby. Let's go move it over. We're just gonna do the same, you know, the same thing we did last time. We're gonna scale it down so it fits into that hand. I like when I can hear the music. Normally I can't. Okay, so then we're gonna put this right under the right wrist effector, and that way now the gun is moving with the hand. This looks really good right out the bat, I think. I am gonna change some things about where this hand is positioned though, right? So let's add a new layer, and I just think it's cooler when you know, let's carry our blasters like this. There we go. But right here, I'm gonna have it go to its old position. Cool. And I could have him drop the blaster there. But yeah. This looks good. This kind of looks good as is almost. Maybe if we just do a small adjustment to this hand. A little jazz. Ugh. I don't know why it's doing that. Let me delete this layer. That's the great thing about if things go wrong, you can always just delete a layer. Yeah, and I'm gonna do it by hand. Okay, let's go. Okay, let's add a new layer here, and we're gonna go in and we're gonna fix this. And there, again, I know there are more efficient ways to do it. It's just that I think this actually kind of saves time if you really don't have that set up ready to go. So we're just doing it by hand. Oh! A little boring, sorry everyone, but just want to make sure that this looks good. Come on. can be a little tedious. But it's gonna pay off. We want a nice scene. Oh, God. Keep missing. Sorry. I'm trying to go fast. Not fun to watch. Ding, 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 ding. Happy there's some music at least. Ding, 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 ding. USD format. USD is a new format that's just like FBX that is a universal format in theory. So it's supposed to be better between, I mean, FBX is right now is essentially the universal format. So it's trying to replace FBX. So everything that you would use an FBX for, it's trying to be that. Problem being is that it doesn't really work perfectly and it's a little unpredictable still. So that's why I think most people don't use USD yet. But they want to replace everything with USD. So much bobbing and weaving on these hands. What the hell are they doing? Getting close. Getting close. Then doom boop boop. Yeah, it's we'll have to see. Okay, in theory that's it. How does this look? So you can't really see the hand, so maybe it's okay. There's a pretty bad thing right there, so let's fix that. Okay. Not the best, but it's okay. And we could just make the guns bigger, maybe? Or something? What's going on, Daryl? This looks great. Okay. So let's save this as May the 4th be with you, Stormtrooper run. And now we need to go find our Jedi. Okay, Star Wars mocap. We're making some mocap. Some Star Wars. What's going on, Daryl? Okay, so who do we now... I did have a Nerf gun. Of course I did, Daryl. So now we need a Jedi. And for the Jedi... For the Jedi, I'm trying to think about who to use. Models. I have some interesting Shao Kahn heretic. Let's see this guy. We could do this for the sake of argument. He's pretty cool. He's like a dark Jedi. Let's use him. Let's use him just to do the blocking, because I just want to do it. Jedi levitate import. Is this gonna screw everything up? No. Okay. Let's add a new character. Let's use the Mixamo preset, right? As I say in all the tutorials, and here we go. Okay, so okay. So let's bake this to a control rig. And I think we're going to be doing a lot of this in cinema, actually. Okay, so now we're gonna delete our motion capture. Ooh, we got a lagginess, so we're gonna let's think about what it's done for a second. So we got our character. So this might be a really good candidate for the Butterworth filter. So another reason that Maya is so wonderful is it has this under animation editors. We go to the graph editor and we select all of our, ooh, we're laggy. We're gonna freeze. We're gonna crash. You owe me a crash. Is this it? Apparently not. So here's all the curves. And if we select them, we're actually not gonna have to do anything with them, but if we add a Euler filter, and then if we add a Butterworth filter, and I'm gonna make this 4, apply and close. This is a smoothing filter in Maya. And this is another reason that Maya is so good. Some of the other programs have stuff like this, but it just isn't as easy to do and isn't as effective, I've found, as Maya. So I don't know if you can tell, but it's actually gotten a lot smoother. Okay, so now we're gonna do some mocap editing like we did before, because I've seen a couple small errors. So let's have the hand be like resting like that. And then also, we just don't want it going back too far. Ha! It looks so cool. Okay, and then we're gonna keyframe it back into kind of this hand on the knee vibe here. Ooh, so this is gonna be interesting. We're gonna... Wow, okay, huh. Interesting. Okay, so the way I'm actually going to do this is I'm going to go in. This is when he lands. So on the hips, and anything leg-based, left hip, anything that is leg-based, I'm grabbing. And what I'm gonna do, we'll see. I don't know. This might have been a bad idea. But essentially, I'm gonna delete every single keyframe. Okay, so yeah, this is what we want. Okay, cool. So now I guess we could do this by hand. Oh no, okay, yeah, actually this is okay. Trying to think about the best way to do this. Thinking. Basically in Maya, anytime, part of the reason people hate Maya is undo tends to break Maya projects. So, yeah, it's thrilling. I think the key thing. Oh, you know what? Okay, maybe. You know what we could do? Okay, I'm gonna add a layer for the hips here. And I'm gonna try and get them to the place where they're gonna end up. This is kind of boring, but it's interesting, I think, maybe. This might work. I'm gonna add these to a new layer. Messy. Might have to redo this. I mean, I'm sure there's like a way to do it, but not, I don't know if there's a way to do it in the way that I want to do it. No, I know that, oh, that's an idea. Sorry, Net. I don't know if, I don't think that's gonna work though either. Maybe. I guess with that. Let's go back to base. Just select the hip. So you're saying kill everything before this moment. Yeah, I mean, that kind of works, but it still has other problems. Okay, we know that right here, they should be basically in cross-legged position, right? So if I add this to a keyframe, oh, that looks so ugly. Yeah, it's like, I don't know if this model is just going to be the best. There is, yeah, there's IK on the feet too. Yeah, I like having IK on the feet. That could work. It could have been done before baking, but oh, that's interesting. Do it before baking. Would that make it easier? I don't know if that would make it easier. I don't think it would, because you would still have, you would have like other problems, I think. No, you need the IK on the feet before you kill the pelvis, before baking to the rig. But I do want. Oh. But I think that because it wasn't in treadmill mode, there's still going to be like lots of problems. It's too bad because it looks cool. Look at this butt. Look at this. Oh, these are. those are textures, or that was bits of this cloth. It actually did this pretty well. This might work. Laggy. Sorry, this is boring, but ah. Whoop. We're making mocap. We're doing it. This might work. Okay, so he's floating. So he turns too much. Fuck. Oh, that's okay. I can fix that, actually. This looks pretty good. Okay, so actually, I think this is actually going to work. So let's grab this. And let's grab this. Let's add them to a new layer. Ugh. 7. Keyframe. There we go. Looks pretty good. Yeah, exactly. A lot of floaty motion. And that'll just kind of sort itself out. Yes. Okay, I think this will work. It's not like the best, but like I don't like that. It's okay. And then this stuff I'll just get rid of. But I do want the hand to be on the leggy here. So I am going to add one more. Why is it doing that? Ah! Delete. Oh, I was on the wrong gosh darn layer again. Delete. Ugh. It's tricky business. Easy to screw up. Which layer was that? Okay, so then just gonna try and do it on the layer it was on. Okay. This looks so cool. Last thing I'm gonna do is just grab this one, add it to its own layer, and just raise it up slightly. There we go. No saves, no undos, baby, of course. It's about to crash because I said that. Bum, bum, bum. Done, baby. Peace. Okay, this looks great. So I will save this now. And we're going to call this, and we're going to go block this out. This is Jedi, Sith. Hit it. So nice having music. Oh wow, I didn't export the other. Thank God we saved the other Jedi. The Tommy Lee of 3D modeling. Sure. I'll take it. It's an icon. It's an icon. We'll see. We'll see. I don't know about all this, but recent files. We gotta export this trooper. We didn't. Export all. Stormtrooper run. I think we called it. Okay, let's jump into the fun part now. Let's make things look pretty, baby. We're gonna block it out and then we're probably gonna call it. This has been a good stream.
Happy Star Wars Day, everyone. Today is also
That funny duet, TikTok duet. Cancel. Okay. Pretty good. I mean, we're So it's been an hour. It's been an hour and 45 to record this mocap and edit it for what is a pretty. You know, I'm trying to make this look good. Like, there's things we could have done that would have been easier to do. But you know, trying to make something that looks good. Okay, so I didn't keep the size of this gun here. But let's convert all these textures. Why you got opacity maps? We don't want those. We don't want no joints either. So we can just kind of position our trooper, and he's got way too big of a gun, obviously. A blaster, not a gun. I don't think we're gonna make it into Houdini, but I'm gonna keep playing with this. Beep, beep. Yeah, the massive gun. But let's go and get the other one. I just want to see what this looks like all together. Look who we got. We got two troopies. Trying to be tough with this Jedi. It's really a mistake. Okay, and so we need to adjust the timing of this one, right? Because this trooper is supposed to be later. So let's actually do that right now. Let's just do it before we even get our Jedi in here. So I'm going to add this is how you do it in cinema. Is you go to the armature, and we're going to add a motion clip under animate, add motion clip, uncheck remove, and then if we open up this motion clip in the timeline, look what we can do here. So this is, right, it would be like, in this, he gets blasted, and then he gets freaked out by the blasting. Right, so that's the timing there. That's pretty good. So now let's go and let's add in our Jedi, our Sith. And there you go. Ooh, we got a complicated character is probably too complicated for our own good. And he's too small. He's still a little too small. Let's make it 11.5. Looks about right. Okay, so now we're going to do some very interesting things here. Select all, we're going to delete all the keyframes. Up until here. Delete. What's gonna happen? I'm not sure. Okay, so then we need to do some we're gonna have to retime it, but then I just want to get it to the right. I'm wondering about when, because cinema can kind of get weird. Adding motion clips and then moving nulls around and stuff. So we'll see what we can do, but I think we're gonna call this pretty soon. Speaking about not saving, let's save this. May for be we you. Yeah, you could do suits in a multiple, but I don't know. I mean, yeah. If you can do suits at multiple, you know, that's great. But I don't have that luxury. Yeah, I think we're gonna call it pretty soon, as soon as I get these textures on here. Relink assets, models, Shao Kahn. So something like this vibe. Oh, this looks sick. It's pretty good. It's gonna take a little bit more work. Super cool though. Sith Lord. Looking terrifying. Kind of a social post vibe. I think this could be cool. I'm gonna try and finish this, I think. You know it. Get piano lessons, that was all me. Created this whole little scene in about an hour. And then, so for him, like, right, we try and add like a vibrate tag. Enable position, frequency 0.5, amplitude 10 centimeters in the Y. Right? So now he's kind of floating. And he should probably, so not that way. Yeah, like that. 0.25. So, there we go. Now it's starting to look pretty cool. Yeah, it's okay. Okay. Okay, interesting. So what we could do, check this out. Let's try and break this whole freaking project. Save. Open up our timeline, and we can see we have this like gross bit. Let's try and frame it so you can see what I'm talking about. We have this like little stutter step. Hey. We have this stutter step here, right? Where this landing is kind of gross. I don't like that. Like this. So I just want to go from here. Cut, connect. And I just want to go to here, baby. So can we just kill that gross section? Blend it a little bit? Oh! Okay, I mean that we can get that to work. I think, right? So we gotta do some, there's some weird right here. We gotta kill this, amplitude, 0, keyframe, 0, keyframe, stop the vibration. And then I'm going to like have him like rise up a little bit. I think what would be good is if he rises up. And so when he sits, he's like sitting in the force, right? That looks like not terrible. Ugh. Okay, at this point, he should actually be like... Oh, you know what? It's just not... I don't know. The eternal grind of the animator, I know, but it's supposed to be easier. This looks really good, though. Oh, it looks really... Oh, you know what? Okay, part of it is that this is too fast. That's not... Oh, it's not... This leg would be coming way... Something is just weird. And this is why I don't animate, right? Okay, right. So if his legs were swinging down like that, guess what would happen? He would... The momentum would kind of... It's looking okay. It's looking okay. Oh, the trooper push. Pfft. The trooper push is like... That's not real. Because what I'm gonna do for the trooper push is bring it into Houdini and do a proper ragdoll. So that'll look cool. It looks okay. I mean, it looks okay, I think. It's like here. This is the shot. It's like... Oh, it's so close to looking cool. Yeah, 1 foot on the... I know, 1 foot on the floor and the next, but like... This looks sick, though. So pumped from the way this came out. Cut right there. That's the start of the scene. Other trooper walks in. Hey, Jedi. Move, scum. That's the lightsaber. Okay, so it's this right here. What is this? That's no good. We gotta kill this. This is it. It's looking good. Okay, so he's gotta come forward here. What it really needs is like for his feet to be pointed down at this point. I think we're gonna call it right here because this was a great stream and I think we got a great little result. Can I make this even slower? So close. Oh, I almost like he could just like hover after him. Anyway, this is looking really cool. I think I'm gonna kill it. This is great. This is a long one. Oh, really good result. Love where this ended up. Cool. Yeah, this is great. Thanks everyone for joining. We'll be back next week, maybe with some cool announcements. Got a really cool new workflow for mid-journey characters, cute mid-journey characters, and animating them using Rokoko motion capture. It should. Have you ever tried to get Rokoko anims into AR 8th wall? It depends. The FBX sizes are about to come down by 25%, which is really exciting in the new update. I can talk about that, you know, but you know, they can be big. If you do 100 FPS, it's a lot of data. If you do 30 or 24 FPS, it's not that much. A couple megs, you know, 20 megs or something. FBX, long animation FBXs, they get big. So it's the animation keyframes that make them so large. So a really long mocap is going to be a large FBX. Okay. Thank you everyone for joining. This was very fun. Happy May the 4th. You know, may the 4th be with all of us these days. And yeah, have a great weekend. Have fun. Mocap it up if that's what you're doing. And otherwise, we'll see you on the next one.